E3 2019 gave us a look at some exciting games coming in the next year, like Zelda, Doom, Watch Dogs, and Cyberpunk. By the time the final conference ended, I had completely given in to the hype. I can't wait to get my hands on these. My excitement also reminded me of recent games that had the same effect. Games like Horizon Zero Dawn, Mario Odyssey, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and Red Dead 2, just to name a few. The more I thought about it, the more titles kept on popping up. It made me wonder, are we in the golden age of gaming? Hello and welcome to Irish Dog Gaming. I'm sure many of you have seen some of the new titles announced at E3 this year, many coming in the next few months. The future looks bright, and for me, this is the golden age of gaming. Let me try and back that up. First, it's fair enough to make an argument for almost any period of gaming being the golden age. The 16-bit era, the 32-bit or 3D era, or the move to 128-bit, when first-person shooters got the hold on a whole new market. All that being said, I think this age deserves a lot of credit. I tried to look as objectively as possible and take nostalgia out of my thoughts. First off, what is an age? What is the time limit we're applying to this? You could break up a golden age into generation by generation. It seems fair at first glance, but that's over a 7 to 8 year period. And that's a pretty long time in gaming. 8 years ago, we were playing the original Dark Souls, Arkham City and Portal 2. There was 4 Resident Evil games in that time, excluding the remake, 8 different FIFA games, and 6 Mario Party games, 3 mainline and 3 for the DS. I think a 4 to 5 year span is fair enough. This will ideally give each generation 2 sections. That first section, which showcases a new console's power or game engine. The second section, the end of a console's lifespan, when developers learn what a console can really do and how they can push it, often resulting in the most complete immersive games of a generation. There's an argument that games in a golden age should be what was the most groundbreaking, which would probably be the N64 or PS1 era of 3D gaming. There's no doubt this changed gaming. Being able to move in full 3D space opened up way more possibilities of how we play. However, to me gaming is meant to be first and foremost enjoyable. Although this leap in technology set a new standard for gaming, I don't know if this alone makes it more fun than older games. 2D games are having a bit of a resurgence 20 years after 3D gaming became the new standard, and these are objectively some of the most enjoyable games around today, such as Cuphead and Hollow Knight. In general, this argument could be harsh on older games, as comparing technology now with what was possible 30 years ago may be unfair when the perspective of time is removed and the filter of nostalgia is taken away. Seriously, go back and play GoldenEye on the N64. It's infuriating. That being said, technology doesn't necessarily make modern games easier to make. Technology can create more work for modern games, as shortcuts in game design are quickly called out for being rushed. For example, this modern interactive environment in Final Fantasy VII Remake would have taken far more time and needed far more work than the original. On a side note, when I played the original in '97, this is what it looked like in my head. This was a pretty important factor actually when it came to me thinking about this generation. These games are now playing and feeling how I imagined they were when I was younger. They can, if done right, match up to nostalgia. That's a huge claim. I thought Hyrule was massive in Ocarina of Time. It really is massive in Breath of the Wild. I thought Resident Evil 2 was atmospheric and detailed. The remake feels way more real to me. I think it's safe to call this the golden age, as I also think we're coming to the end of this age soon. This is because the resources of game development has probably already moved on to the next gen, Project Scarlet, PlayStation 5 and more. For me, something seems different about this current stage of games. As gamers, we know what we enjoy, and have arguably become more critical of games, but this period still seems to have more objectively brilliant games. Games which are fun, immersive, jaw-dropping and narratively driven. Now this is definitely a personal choice, so if you think I'm wrong and miss something, let me know. For me, the golden age is now. So if you don't mind, I'm off to finish my current crop of games before the new ones arrive.